Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well, and welcome to this Grandmaster guide on the Glassway Nightfall. In this video I will first show you the classes we used, followed by the weapons, and finally the strategies. Timestamps on the description below. First off, some important information on this Grandmaster. It has Overload and Barrier champions. The shields are Solar and Arc, with the burn being Void. Now for the classes. We had two hunters, both of whom ran Deadfall along with Invisibility. Both hunters ran Omnioculus for the extra Invis grenade, however Graviton Forfeit or Orpheus Rigs are also a good choice. We also had a Warlock running Stasis along with a Stasis turret for ad control. They ran Osmio Gauntlets to boost their Cold Snap grenade. Moving on to weapons. One hunter ran a bow for sniping at ads and barriers, a Divinity for stunning overloads and dealing with arc shields, and an RPG for DPS. The second hunter ran an AR for stunning overloads, a bow for stunning barriers, and a Galahorn to give the rest of the team Wolfpack rounds for their RPGs. Our Warlock ran an Arbalist for stunning barriers, an AR for stunning overloads, and an RPG for DPS. Now for mods. Starting with your class items, I highly suggest running a Loosened Finisher to finish champions for extra heavy ammo. I also suggest running the Overload Grenade for quicker stuns on overloads. Moving up, run some Scavenger mods on your leg armor. For your chest armor, definitely have a Void Resist. If you don't have a Void chest piece, then run a Concussive Dampener if your resilience is low. Otherwise, the Thermal Shock Plating mod with a Sniper Resist mod will do the trick. For your gauntlets, run any anti-champion mods, and finally for the helmet, run some Ammo Finder mods. These are the loadouts that best work for us, so either copy them or use them to create your own. With that out of the way, let's get right into the first encounter. At the beginning, there will be some ads and an overload. Stay at the mouth of the cave as they will rush you. Take the ads out, followed by the champion. Move further up until you get to the next room, but don't jump down into the room because it will spawn a barrier champion. Instead, stay at the top and take out the wretches that will rush you and then the overload that is in the room. Once dealt with, jump down and it will spawn the next wave of ads along with a barrier. By forcing the barrier to spawn last, you are preventing it from protecting the overload, which in turn saves you time and lives. You're going to incorporate the same tactic in the next two rooms. Stay in the mouth of a cave and try to get rid of the overload first. Shoot it a few times to get closer and get rid of it, followed by the rest of the ads. There will be a mini boss roaming around the room, but he shouldn't get too close, so deal with him from a distance before going any further into the room. Be careful as there are snipers in the top right hand corner. Once the area is cleared, go further in until another wave of ads spawn along with another barrier. Try to get a finisher on this champion to get some heavy ammo back. Moving to the third room, there is a ledge here that you can snipe from, however you will be competing against each other for the space. I suggest one of you jumps across to this rock and no further. This way you will have two angles into the room and still be at a safe distance to not spawn the barrier in. Get rid of all the snipers and shanks to clear the area up a bit and then take out the overload. This second mini boss will be continuously sniping at you, so don't hold the peak for too long. Same as before, clear the room, spawn the barrier and take them out. After this, make your way through the tunnel until you get to the Vex structure. All over the structure there will be shanks, dregs, regular vandals and sniper vandals along with two overloads. Stay at the front of the room and rotate around the left side. You will have a good view of all the enemies to easily take them out. This is the area you want to use to max out on heavy ammo. Move together and take the smaller ads out in the first half of the room, followed by the overload. The remaining vandals and overload will be near the back of the room. Onto the plate. You have two options here. You can turn invisible and sit on a plate to fully activate it, or activate it bit by bit. I suggest you do the latter. Stay at the front of the room here behind this cover. One person can go stand on the plate, and as soon as you see ads spawn in, move back behind the cover. Take out the ads and repeat the process. This will be tedious, but in the long run it will save you a lot of lives. After activating the plate, remain at the front of the room and snipe at the enemies. Be careful of the ledges above you on the left and right, as there will be snipers up there. There isn't any trick with this room, other than moving slowly and sniping at everything. Halfway into the room, a barrier champion will spawn, so take it out as soon as you can. The remaining ads will move to the back of the room. Now onto the boss room. This strategy is all about timing and patience. Take out the ads in front of you along the overload champion. Afterwards, go into the room on the left hand side. You will be staying in this room the whole time, and here is how. A Hydra boss, mini Hydra, ads and two overloads will spawn. Stay in this corridor to lure the mini Hydra and the two champions into the room. Whatever you do, do not damage the Hydra too much. If it loses too much health, it will despawn and another two champions will spawn. Instead, try to keep the Hydra frozen for as long as you can whilst dealing with the two overload champions. Once done, then focus on lowering the health of the mini Hydra. You will need to be quick, as around halfway through the first bar of health, two overloads will spawn. You will want to deplete a full bar of health off the mini Hydra to force it to disappear. Same as before, wait in front of his hallway and lure the 2 overloads in. Be careful, as sometimes if you are too far left or right, they can go around and get you from the side. From here, begin to lower the boss's health until it loses 1 bar. As soon as you do, the mini Hydra, 2 barrier champions and ads will spawn in. You will want to get rid of the ads first, especially the wyverns, so lure them into the hallway and use your supers to get rid of them. Then focus on the barriers outside, followed by the mini Hydra. Again, lower itself until it disappears, go into the hallway and wait for the 2 overload champions. Once done, lower the boss's health until you see that 2 champions have appeared. Ignore the boss and go back into the hallway. Lure the overloads in and dispatch them. As soon as you do, go back to shooting the boss. The reason you want to stop when the champions spawn is because once the second bar is gone on the boss, more Vex including wyverns will spawn in. Amongst them, the mini Hydra and 2 more barrier champions will appear. This way you are separating the ads out and making it easier to get rid of them. Same as before, lure them into the hallway and dispatch them with your heavy and supers. This time, once most of the ads and wyverns have been dealt with, just get rid of the mini Hydra. When it dies, 2 more barriers will spawn, meaning there will be 4 barrier champions outside your room. The barriers will stay outside the room whilst the mini Hydra can enter it, so it's safer to get rid of it. Make sure everything is dead before engaging the 4 barriers. Use the hallway to separate them out and take them out one by one, finishing them to get your heavy ammo back. Afterwards, only the boss will be left, so use the room as cover whilst throwing everything you have at the boss. And that is how you complete the Glassway Nightfall on Grandmaster difficulty. If you have found the video helpful, then please like and share. Don't forget to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.